Hello, Tyler, ESPN Esports. This is for Perks. Coming up to this quarterfinal, it's been a lot of hype around Damwon and their scrims and how godly they are from like everyone. What do you think about these guys in the future? Do you think they performed up to the level you expected today? And how good do you think they'll be in the future, like Canyon, Naguri, Showmaker, and all them?
Well, I think they're pretty good in scrims, and on stage they're also not bad. But I think on stage they take far less risks than they do on scrims, and that also makes their playstyle kind of easier to play against because you kind of just know they are gonna play this LCK style around vision, and just that's at least from my perspective. I don't know about top and mid because I don't play against them, but yeah, they are far less scary on stage than on scrims.
Sue from Sky Sports. This question is for Yankos. In London, when you guys scrimmed against Damwon, you said that they're the one team that you didn't want to face in knockouts. But now you've beat them. How do you feel? And also, you said that you really, really want to play SKT in knockouts, and now you've got them for next week. If you want to talk about that as well.
Hello. Well, I'm really happy that we did beat Damon. Back in London, I was kind of memeing about it because I don't feel like, I feel like we can beat any team. It doesn't matter if we would play quarters against SKT or Damon or any other team, I would still be as confident going to the game. But obviously, our scrim results against Damon were really bad. Having won like 3 games out of like, 10, 15, 20. And today on stage, they were pressuring us way less than they were in scrims. I felt like Luca mentioned, they didn't really play aggressive, they didn't really take a lot of risks, and I feel like we had our game plan, and I think we had a really good idea in the draft, so I think we played well. And then about SKT, I'm really happy that we can face them again. MSI was really exciting, and we won, and I really want to play against SKT again, because they're just such a great team, and it's going to be really fun.
This question's for Perks. Hey, Perks. Yes, hi. About a year and a half ago, the most popular ADCs in North America and Europe challenged you to try playing ADC. They also said switching roles are very difficult and whatever. Anyway, so 1 season later, you've now officially made it further at Worlds than they did playing this role. Maybe reflecting back on that challenge they gave you, what has this experience been like?
Well, it's a good question. I have to say that it's not easy to transition roles because it's a huge shift in like mindset and the way you practice and the way you play with your teammates. I guess every role is different in its own way, and this role is a lot different than mid, but it's similar in a way as well because you're still kind of like you still have to be the reliable carry, and I feel like I'm good when I'm playing from the carry position. So I think it still fits me in a way, but it's also a lot like team reliant. So today I had like better mid jungle support top, so I won. But if they're worse, then I will probably lose. So yeah, better team wins, you know.
Hi, this is Darius from the Short Caller. My question is directed towards clubs. We already heard from Perks his little message towards Faker next week. What are your personal comments towards Faker himself?
Well, I don't know if I have any like comments to him. I think that it's gonna be a tough series, but I also we obviously beat them before, and I know they improved a lot, but we also improved a lot. So it's gonna be fun to see how we stack up. But I hope we can get the upper hand.
I'm Eric from Mice Sports. I have a question for Perks. A lot of AD carries are trying to play another non-marksman champions, and I think it's because of you. And today you just play a lot of marksmen and you won with them. How do you feel like making the other AD carries and go out of their comfort zone?
Well, I think a lot of like non-traditional champions, both of them are pretty strong right now, and they probably were before in the past as well. Just like no one was really putting them out there, right? And I don't think I'm the only one who innovated this year. Maybe I like pushed people to do it, but like champions like Garen Yumi or Sona or stuff like that, you know, that wasn't really me. So there's other stuff that comes into bottom that's not mine, I guess, but definitely some mages that are there. I think I'm probably the only one who can play them, just because if you don't play them, to a level that an experienced mid laner should have like the ability to play it, then you can't just play it with like 50 games or 100 games. So that's definitely the advantage that I have. Yeah.
Hi, Fernando from Esports Brazil. My question is also to Perks. Last Worlds you played as a mid laner, now is your first as an AD carry. Which one do you like the better, playing such a big stage? Do you feel more or less pressure? Do you like the variety? How do you feel about it?
Good question. I think that playing AD is more chill because like better team wins, but playing mid lane is like more exciting because I'm often like kind of more scared of the matchups, or like I think more about my. I feel like on bot lane I will just like auto win every lane, whereas on mid I actually have to think like what any mid laner likes to play and how to play against it and stuff like that. So it's more exciting in a way, but playing bot lane is also fun because winning is fun.
Hi, I have a question to Jankos. Jankos, at the group stages, I remember talking to Perks, and he said the defeat to Griffin actually helped G2 to locate where the weaknesses are and be able to fix them. In your personal opinion, what is the difference between the G2 that lost the first seed to Griffin and the, and the G2 that has won against Damwon Gaming today?
Well, I think that after we lost against Griffin, we took scrims way more seriously, and I feel like that way we improved a lot as a team. But I think the main issue was that I was running down against Griffin, and I feel like Mickey was also running down against Griffin. so I feel like since support and jungle are so important in the mid game, where they go, what do they do with their lanes, and both of us were like playing pretty bad, they won. But at the same time, I feel like we play way better in BO5s than we do normally in BO1s. So I'm really happy that we had a wake-up call from Griffin, you know, and we had to try and scrims more, not only us, but all of us, like the whole team. So yeah, I mean, it was a decent game against them.
Better jungle wins.
So one question towards everyone. If you could, one after another, just give me your personal prediction for the other side of the map, of course, Invictus Gaming against FPX, just one after another. That would be very interesting. Thank you.
I would like a 3-2 for IG, just to meet them again and take revenge.
Same, IG 3-2.
IG 3-1, top difference.
I think FX will win 3-1.
I think probably IG. I would like to play IG.
I think 3-2 FPX, super carry Doinby.
Hey, this is Tyler again with ESPN. This is for Perks' bottom lane partner, Mickey X. Ocelot on Twitter was talking a little bit about his. You guys had a team dinner last night, and he gave you some encouraging words. Can you just give us what was his pep talk like going into today's match?
First of all, thanks for the question. And so basically he told us to have fun, and he said no matter how it goes, that they're very proud of us. So yeah.
Their mindset.
But it was very appreciated.
This question's for Wanda. Carlos also said earlier that G2 as a team is absolutely untiltable. Is this true? And if so, how do you guys remain untiltable?
Good question, and thank you for the question. I think it's pretty true that we are like less tiltable than other teams. I think we just like realize what went wrong in the games, and then we don't really dwell on it. We just like move on to the next one. Whereas, and I think also our personalities don't really like clash in a way where it becomes an issue for us, especially doing a series. I mean, in scrims we have our tilt moments as well, but I think we all know when the pressure is on and when the series is going on, I think we all just want to win it, so it doesn't really matter what happened last game. It's all about the next game, and then I think that's like what matters for us, yeah.
Hello. Jankos, what's up? I just want to ask you, what has made Europe have such a global impact the last couple of years? Because you've been playing for like a pretty long time, and Europe's like pretty dominating now, globally.
Well, I think that my teams, when I started my career, were not as strong as G2 is right now. So I feel like I improved every year as a player, and I don't feel like I'm playing mechanically as good as like some other like super top tier junglers, at least like on some champions, right? I mean, my Kiana was pretty disgusting, but I feel like since I know so much about the game right now, I know what to do in every situation, and even if I don't, I can count on my team to help me out. So it's just, we are all working together, and since I improved so much over like the past few years, I feel like, yeah, now it's just kind of easy to play the game because no matter what is thrown at me, I know how to answer it, and I don't think there's anyone in the world, like be it Tarzan, even though like last game I guess I was not playing very well against him. I don't think there's any jungler that is actually like better than me, you know? I feel like I can play against everyone and do at least well. And if I run it down a game or two, then it sucks. But I mean, I'll accept it, you know, and just try to do better next time.
We have time for one more question from Western media. Is there one left?
Yeah, I have a question towards Grabs. Actually, last time we spoke, you were very adamant about the fact that the gap between the West and the East, or Europe and the East, had actually not closed at all, and that there were outliers, and you guys were positive outliers in that as well. Do you feel like you got confirmed now that the results of quarterfinals are done?
Hard to judge from the games, I feel like. I mean, Fnatic didn't look good, right? Splice had to play against SKT. I think it's more about the whole of the regions that NA and the EU can have like 1 or 2 good teams, but I think if you just practice against the best in the world every single time, and in Korea I think there's like 7 good teams, and then China's like also 7, 8 good teams, while in the EU you're kind of capped, same for Liquid and NA, and I think that's the big issue, that we literally have to build the EU super team to like compete. And I mean, that takes time, right? I still think, I really hope at least that the teams in Europe will not be Europe is super strong now because G2 won, because that's not the case, and I think that's also why we did a mistake of not going to Korea or China for bootcamp, because we actually also thought we're so fucking good. And then the first time we done one, we realized we're not that good, and had to learn again. So yeah, I just think the gap is still there, but of course it's a long process, right?
Now really last question.
To whoever want to answer this, a lot of the Western teams say that it's very different to play against Eastern teams, that they have to make certain adjustments. You guys don't seem to have that problem. You seem like you get in and you play and you're ready for any opponent. Do you guys feel that difference, or do you guys have to go through something different when you play Eastern teams, or not really? Whoever wants to take that.
Something that I can say from jungle side, I feel like a lot of the Western jungles are like bad compared to like Eastern counterparts. So I feel like playing against any Eastern team with a good jungler is so much harder, because I feel like it's just so much harder because they actually know what to do on the map. They are way more aggressive and they know how to punish you from jungle side. Meanwhile, playing in Europe or NA feels like even if you should get punished, you would not, or you can at least like easily counterplay it.
Now we're switching over to Mandarin. Homer?
好，那因为我们现在是
Thanks so much for watching all of our Worlds coverage this year. Really appreciate Alienware for supporting that. You can check out the link in the description to check out their stuff, which would really help me. But also what would help me is if you go check out the documentary that I did with them and Intel. It's all about the LPL, and actually everyone who's watched it says they really love it. We just released it during Worlds, so it hasn't gotten as much attention. But go watch. Here's the first 10 seconds.
2017 Worlds Finals at Beijing, right? We have, I don't have the exact number, but it's 45K seats. It's sold out in seconds.
If I go to the shops around this area, you will see just IG posters in just like random noodle shops.
There are multiple times where I'm walking down the street in Shanghai and you see a restaurant that's just showing an esports game.